Hey y'all, it's Janay. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little bit of an impromptu video. I just decided to get up and film because it is a new moon in Pisces, so I am going to be doing some journaling, some affirmations, and some manifestations. And since you all enjoyed that last video I did where I showed how I use pole as a spiritual practice and I talked about some of my crystals and how I journal and gave you guys some affirmations, I decided to do another video like this. So it's going to be like an interactive video. If you would like to journal with me, you can do that, or if you want to skip ahead and poll with me, you can do that as well. But I'm really going to be doing the two together. So I'm going to be journaling about some things, thinking about this new moon in Pisces. And although I am doing it under the influence of the new moon in Pisces, you can do this at any time. So if you happen to see this when it's not a new moon in Pisces, don't feel like you can't do the journal prompt or do the things that I'm doing in this video, because I feel like it's all timeless. Like, I understand that the new moon and full moon amplifies energies, but it doesn't mean it takes away from any other time that you do your journaling, your affirmations, your manifestations. You can do that at any time. So I have my journal with me. I got this journal from Target. I pretty much just get journals from there all the time. Anytime I fill up a journal, I just get a new one. So I've already filled up one journal, and I had that journal for like 2 or 3 years. So I finally filled it up and I got this new one, which is gold and yellow and blue. It's really cute. It has a lot of pages in there, and I actually did go to the spiritual shop again today, so it's my second time going there. I got a couple new stones. So the one that I'm going to be working with today is this scepter quartz, and let me see if you can see that. Oh, please don't mind my nails because they need done. But yes, this is scepter quartz. It's super pretty. So I'm going to be journaling about it. I don't know much about it yet. So what I like to do is just journal about the stone right off the bat, the kind of energy that I feel like I'm getting from it. When I got this stone, it just kind of stood out to me because it was just like so beautiful. I mean, I'm going to show you guys again. Scepter quartz, and I had never heard the name scepter quartz, so it was something that kind of just caught my eye. And I believe it has something to do with kind of like mental clarity and being able to produce and do things with little energy, something along those lines. I don't know too much about the metaphysical properties, because what I like to do is, since I just got this, how I'm going to be journaling, I'm just going to journal whatever energy immediately pops out to me from working with the stone, holding the stone, what I feel, what I believe its properties include. And that's pretty much how I do my journaling. I just kind of automatic write in that way, where I feel like whatever comes out on the paper is the message I'm supposed to receive. So I'm not even thinking about it when I'm writing. I'm literally just going with the flow. And I always say that in my videos, but it ties so well with pole dancing, like understanding your affirmations and your manifestations and just trying to gain more and more knowledge. It really does come from inside of you, and it's a lot more natural when you just let go and let it come out instead of trying to control the outcome. Just allow spirit to speak to you, and whatever comes out on the paper, I feel like that is how spirit talks to me, and that's how I receive my downloads and my messages. So I kind of just go with that. So yeah, so this is going to be my journal prompt for you. If you have any stones that you want to work with, I would say pick one and kind of write with it or journal with it. Or if you have any intentions for the new moon in Pisces, and since I'm going with that energy, this new moon is really just about dreaming, fairy tales, thinking about your greatest desires and how they can come into fruition. Just really thinking about being creative in that sense, and being creative with your future and your destiny, and just thinking about all the possibilities. Don't limit yourself, dream big, and just go with it and believe in all of that. I feel like if you can dream it, you can absolutely receive it. So that's just what I'm going to go with. So that's the kind of energy I'm going to be working with today. So I'm going to be journaling, and I'll probably be doing some voiceovers while I'm doing that. And then after that, I'm going to have a poll session where I take the things that I journaled about, my intentions, my manifestations, my affirmations, and I'm going to translate that into my poll session, because as I talked about before, I do use poll as a spiritual practice, and I use it to manifest things in my life. It is a sacred movement, being able to move your body in that way. So that's how I like to use it, and just be really intentional when I am pole dancing and having this kind of session. All of my pole sessions aren't like that. I don't do this for every single pole session, but when I feel the need to like journal and write and just get grounded and write with spirit, I like to intertwine the two. So taking my writing and translating it into physical motion and allowing my body to express itself, and also just giving my body that time to release whatever it needs to release in that moment, because I feel like pole dancing is really powerful for that as well. Whatever emotions are coming up, it's a great catalyst to be able to get those emotions out into the world and really just move that energy in the way that is beneficial to you, instead of like using that energy in negative ways, especially if you're not feeling the best or you feel like your energy energy has been off, pole dancing is a great way to get realigned instead of taking that energy and putting it to something that's negative, that's going to make you feel worse. You can take bad energy, angry energy, frustrated energy, and translate it into something positive through pole dancing. So that's what I like to do, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So yeah, I'm going to get into this journaling. Go ahead and get your journal, go ahead and get your crystals. If you got them, go ahead and light a candle, do whatever you need to do. If you pull oracle cards, tarot cards, you can do that as well. But yeah, I am just going to go ahead and light up this bowl or whatever, and then just get to writing, and I will catch y'all at the pole session. So here I'm just showing you the meditation music that I listen to. This is actually a podcast, but you can type in meditation music or HZ frequencies on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find your music. Now, getting into this 5-minute journal session, go ahead and get your journal, sis, because we are about to write these affirmations. If you need a prompt, I will give you 2. The first one I have is, tell me, what are your biggest dreams? And the second prompt I have is, how does pole dancing empower you? So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I did go to the spiritual store and I got a couple new crystals, and the one that stood out to me the most was the scepter quartz. So that's the stone I'm actually going to be working with in this video. That's the one I'm going to be dancing with as well. So first I'll do some automatic writing about the crystal. So for scepter quartz, I literally just started writing whatever came to my mind. That's the way I believe I receive my messages and my downloads. Whatever comes out on the paper is the message I'm supposed to get. And then after that, I will follow up by doing research on the metaphysical properties of this crystal, and I'll take notes on that as well. And then after that, I follow up with my affirmations, my manifestations and intentions, and that'll complete my journal session. I'm going to go ahead and read you what I wrote about scepter quartz so you can get some information about that if you're interested in crystals, but I just want to share what I wrote and the messages I received, and then I'm going to share the affirmations in my actual pole session. So yeah, definitely make sure you stay tuned for both parts. And these are the properties of scepter quartz: empowerment and spiritual empowerment, energy balance and energy flow, release anger, fear, belief patterns, resentment, personal power to change your life. And then after that, I wrote down as a side note, how can I change my life? And then I kept writing notes, opening and energizing all of the chakras, getting to the heart or inner core of an issue, deep penetration to release trapped, stagnant energy. So that is an overview of the properties of scepter quartz. I was really surprised that when it comes to the chakras, this really helps with opening all of the chakras. So it is a very, very powerful crystal, and what a time to come when I am manifesting my biggest dreams, all of the good in life, all of the happiness in life, all of the joy in life, all of the peace in life, and how this crystal really resonates with that energy. I talked a lot about floating in your power, flying in your power when I was writing about this. And I think it's really interesting how this also came up within the properties of this crystal, because just earlier in the video, I was just talking about how I use pole to really move that energy through my body and to use it intentionally. This crystal really works with releasing anger, fear, belief patterns, old belief patterns, and resentment. And literally, I was just talking about how pole helps you to manage that negative energy so you can use it for good instead of using it for bad, and using it to actually manifest your dreams. You know, we think about negative feelings, negative thoughts and feelings, and what to do with those emotions, what to do with that energy. And literally, you can take it and use it creatively. And I choose to use mine through pole, and also through writing and other things. But that's just a way to help you understand how you can really channel that energy and use it to your benefit to create the life of your dreams and to ascend to your highest self. So a very beautiful thing. Yeah, that is what ended up coming out of my journal prompt. So I hope you enjoyed me sharing that with you. I would love to know in the comments what thoughts, feelings, emotions come up for you in this session. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share the affirmations I wrote down ahead in the pole session. So getting into this pole session now, of course, I have to start with a warm up and stretch. You guys, please, it is very important to warm up and stretch your body before you do any type of pole dancing. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing pretty much a freestyle kind of warm up just to flow through the body. So I'm warming up my shoulders by doing these alternating shoulder rolls. I did some going back and now I'm doing some to the front. And still to warm up the shoulders, I'm going to continue doing these, and then I'm actually going to do a shoulder stretch right here just to get the body prepared for the workout ahead. I'm going to take that arm up and over my head, get a nice stretch in there. It's very important to stretch your joints and your muscles, you guys, before you do any type of pole dancing, because it is strenuous on your body. Even, the most subtle spins and tricks that you do, they still weigh on your muscles. So you want to take care of them by making sure you stretch and warm up beforehand. Now here I'm just rocking my body side to side, and this was very reminiscent of a praise dance to me. I don't know why I started doing this, but it just felt right, especially with the meditation music that I was listening to. But yes, I'm really just rocking my body back and forth, bringing my arms up, rolling out my wrists, very reminiscent of praise dancing. And I actually grew up in the church, so I did a lot of praise dancing miming, so this really just brought me back to that. But it was a nice feeling to actually kind of just praise myself in this moment and praise this moment, being intentional, being present, and being able to have the freedom to move my body in this way is a very sacred moment for me. So really do take that time to sit with yourself when you're warming up and stretching. Really slow, subtle movements to feel every part of your body and get in touch with every part of your body in that moment. Right here, I'm just stretching out my legs by holding my elbows and rocking side to side. And then I just come to the floor to do a little bit of floor work, nothing too crazy, but just rolling around on the floor. Another way to kind of get grounded and get in touch and to get in union with yourself and the pole before you even start working out. So yeah, that is what I'm doing right here. Gonna roll around a little bit before I actually get into my leg stretches, because I am gonna do some splits in a second here. So I want to prepare my body for that by just doing a little bit more subtle movement around the pole. And this also helps to warm up the pole. Now here, before I start getting into my splits, I'm just going to take a moment to meditate. So I'm sitting in this cross-legged position. I have my eyes closed, really just chilling out for a moment, still preparing for the workout ahead, because this helps with opening up those hip flexors. And I'm also stretching my back as well, but it still gives me a moment just to find that stillness for a second before I continue my stretching. And from here, I'm just going to roll around a little bit and then get into my leg stretches. So I start with a lunge, and this is what I do all the time. Opposite hand goes to the opposite foot. That is a really good stretch for your quads, so I love doing that. But I like doing the stretch sequence a lot because it's really been helping with my flexibility and helping me get my splits. So if that's something you want to work on, I'll go ahead and link my flexibility video right here, so you can check that out if you really want to get more into flexibility. I'm still working on mine. This is my right split right here, which actually is looking pretty decent. I still need to settle into it and get more comfortable with it, but it is coming along so well. But compared to my left split is not that bad, but I'm still working on it. So maybe that's going to be one of my goals for this year, is to get my left split just as good as my right split. But I basically just repeat that sequence, lunging and then, stretching out my quads. Do that for a moment here, and then I straighten out that front leg, flexing that front foot to get a nice stretch. And then from here, I am going to slide out into my left split, and as you can see, I cannot go down like I did with my right. But that is my stretching sequence to help with my splits before I get into this pole session. Now, before we get into this pole session, I just want to set the tone and intention of this session before we get started. And the purpose of this pole session for me was to not only dream, but to just move. I'm working with nice, subtle, flowy movement around the pole. And really, it's just your time to dance without stopping. Just keep going, and whatever comes up is what comes up. You have no idea the things your body is waiting to express. This is your time to give your body space to speak and space to breathe and space to create. We spend a lot of time thinking, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to look like this, I need to look like that, and now is not the time for any of that. With that being said, this is not going to be a perfect pole session because perfect pole sessions don't exist. You will see me in here messing up, hitting my legs off of the bed, just not being seamless, not being effortless. I mean, because that happens a lot, you'll see me mess up certain tricks because that is the reality of pole dancing. It is not always perfect. Just because I post a little 15-20 second clip on Instagram of me doing something pretty cool does not mean that's how it always is in real life. In real life, I get messed up. In real life, I look crazy. In real life, I feel awkward. In real life, I'm unsure sometimes. And those are exactly the emotions we are trying to work through and get out of and not let those control us, because it's very easy to get caught up in our own head about how we're feeling about ourselves. But once we're just free and we just let go and we stop thinking about all of these external factors that don't even matter, I feel like that's the key to really discovering your true style when it comes to pole. This is not a time to give yourself expectations. This is not a time to set expectations on your body. This is a time to be present and explore this moment in your pole journey. So yes, that is the energy we are rocking with today. Now let's get into these affirmations. I am grateful for pole dancing and for the creative freedom it gives my body. With this practice, I release old energy, beliefs, emotions, feelings, and thought patterns that no longer serve me. I am one with my body, and I am one with my breath. I am divine, creative life force. I create the life of my dreams with ease. I deserve the life of my dreams with ease. I am grateful to God, Spirit, and the universe for this divine creative moment. I am so grateful to be me. I am so grateful to be free. I am grateful to be one with the divine creative cycle of life. I know that the key to me is within my dreams, and I remember them with ease. I am divinely protected, loved, and respected. I am whole. I am my highest self. Pole is a dream in which all of my creative desires are seen. So those are my affirmations, you guys. I hope they were inspiring, motivating. I hope they resonated with you. Please write your own, please journal, please get in touch with yourself and share your experiences with me in the comments.